Hey guys, my name's Wes, and you're watching Wes Equals TV, and today I'm reviewing Call of the Wolf. Call of the Wolf is a 2017 drama thriller starring Aleksander Ristic, Cynthia Bravo, and Matthew Oliva. It is directed by R.D. Womack II, and is an independent film, which I don't really review a whole lot of on this channel. I do most of the big blockbusters, but I did see this film, and I thought it was pretty interesting, so I'd review it. First off, I want to say that the setting is beautiful. I really enjoy a movie that can make the setting basically a character. It feels like a big part of the movie, and this definitely does that. Well, it's the fact that you can kind of feel the cold. Because I live in Michigan, and it's been especially cold recently, but I can feel the cold when they're out there. But just the sightlines are beautiful. I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. The main character of this film is essentially the stereotype, the negative stereotype on millennials, which is entitled, whiny. Everything's handed to us, and we, don't understand what hard work is. And this character is basically that. Like, I don't see the positives of this character almost at all through this film. But that is by design. And while I don't necessarily agree with the methods that Wolf, our antagonist, decides to go to, teach him that lesson, what life is really like, or how to make him improve himself, I do think it's an interesting concept, and I really did enjoy that. I actually had a good discussion with a friend of mine who watched this film with me, and I think that was the best part of it, was kind of going, okay, well, I think this, and, back and forth. Anyone with me could really have a good discussion about it is a positive. It's a huge positive in this film. I also really liked, I love those survival shows, Man vs. Wild was one for a long time I really used to watch. Naked and Afraid, I still watch now. And Survivor Man, whenever there's an episode, I'm catching it. I love these shows. Building, shelters, finding food, those type of things. And this movie just kind of clicked with me because of that reason, especially once the luxury of the cabin was kind of gone for segments of the movie, where they're talking about survival skills. I'm just kind of thinking, oh, well, they should do this, they should do this. And it had my mind working. Anytime you can get my mind working while watching the film and it's kind of immersive in that way, huge positive. I definitely enjoyed that aspect of it. But like I said, this movie is an independent film, and because of that, they didn't really have access to, big explosions, giant set pieces. So because of that, they kind of decided to take more of a slow burn tactic to it, and I actually appreciate that. I used to watch a lot of independent films. A few years ago, when I didn't live where I live now, I watched almost 2 or 3 of them a day. I watched a lot of independent films. So I grew to really enjoy the slow burn, the dragging out of certain things. And I really did think that this movie does a good job of that. I thought that the story itself is an interesting premise, but the development of each character, how it worked out, and then the moments, the rises, well, however small they might be by comparison to a big blockbuster, once you get completely, committed to this world, it really feels more real, and I really did think it had a good payoff because of that. But here's where I'm going to get into my negatives. While I can appreciate a decent slow burn, I know a lot of my friends who don't watch a lot of independent films, who haven't, or, are used to just, maybe blockbusters nowadays have kind of changed the idea of what that really can be. I know it won't work for a lot of people. I know that they're going to watch it and they're going to completely miss small moments because they're waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for some witty dialogue that's just not going to come because that's not who these characters are. And that is a negative. Personally, I still think it's a good movie, but I do feel like if you are looking for, a big action movie or any sort of big movie, this is not going to be it for you. So, not that they didn't do a good job, just that I don't think you're going to enjoy this movie because of that reason. You're just not adapted to that yet. Also, the Wolf character, while I think he does his job sufficiently, the accent messed with me. And I get, this could be his real-life voice, so I kind of don't want to insult, the actor who plays the part. But for me, while watching the movie, that became, especially with my friend, the thing that kind of kept us laughing a little bit, because just the mixing, I'm guessing he's from Louisiana, the character, the mixing in of French with the very American voice for a second there, then he's French again. The way he talked, it made me giggle. It kind of took away, to me, it felt like it should have been menacing, and instead I've got moments of levity because of that. So that is a negative, albeit if that is your voice and you're seeing this review, I'm sorry. I don't mean to take that. Just in this film, that's what I kind of felt like. It could have been more menacing and more creepy and added more to the atmosphere of the character versus Louisiana hick or something who's kidnapping people. On top of that, there is it's not only a slow burn. I feel like even though I enjoy them, there was a slow build up to the movie. Like for the first, I don't know, half an hour or so, I was kind of like, oh, okay, get through it, just keep watching it. I wasn't hooked. And there was a point where I don't know if it clicked or if it just over time I sunk into it. And I did enjoy the film because of it at a certain point, but for the first half an hour or so, it did get kind of hard to get into until it happened. I can't give you the exact moment, but there was a moment that it switched. But if you are watching this movie and you're thinking about, giving up after 20 minutes, give it a little bit longer. You might actually really enjoy it. My last negative is that while there aren't many characters to choose from, none of the characters are really likable. I like to find, when I'm watching a movie, that's the me of the situation. Like, that's who I kind of feel like that is me. I don't know if that makes any sense if you guys feel the same way when you're watching a movie, but I definitely didn't get that in this movie. There was nobody I was like, I really like this person. I want this person to, do this or survive or this, whatever. And that was a small negative. I mean, yes, Viviana is the most likable of all the characters, but because of other reasons in the movie that are by design, by the time everything happens, I'm not like, that's my favorite character for sure. It's just like, is she up to this? Is this her? Do I like her? Maybe. Oh no, maybe. So I feel like by design I get it, but I would have liked to have had one character where I'm like, I really like this person. I just didn't get that. But overall, taking everything into consideration, I ended up really enjoying this film. First, I was a little bit nervous because it was a slow build, but I ended up really enjoying the film. I had a good discussion while watching the film. I got to, have some fun survival thought processes while watching the movie that makes me, smile. And I think that the characters actually played their parts really, really well. At first, I was a little like, well, this guy's maybe not the greatest actor, but then you really realize, okay, no, that's just who the character is. He's doing a good job. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I really did actually enjoy this film. I don't think it's, super fantastic. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, even by independent standards, but I think they did a really good job of staying within a budget, telling a good story that was interesting, causing fun discussion, and also showing a beautiful setting. Like I said, I believe it's in Wyoming. But it was gorgeous. I really liked that. But that's just my opinion, and I want to hear yours. What did you think about the movie? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys. And while you're down there, click the like button right over here. If you like this video, click subscribe. If you want to get more of my reviews, like any in the links all around my face right now. You can follow me on Twitter at WesNichols14, and please share my videos all around the internet. It really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for watching. My name is Wes. Have a great night. Bye.